Hi everyone. With this video, I'm going to show you how to use Google Advanced Search as a way to research and find resources for different research projects you can have. We're starting on our library resources page, which you can find via My Tampa Prep. If you go to the resources tab at the top and look for Pfeiffer Library Resources, you'll find it there. And hopefully a lot of you already have this bookmarked. Going into the Research Resources tab, that gives you all of our library resources. We're going to scroll down. You can see here we've got all of the databases, the different resources. We're going to scroll down here to additional resources, and we're going to look at advanced Google searching. Advanced Google search is really useful for research because at Tampa Prep, we prefer, if you're using internet resources and not one of our databases, that you use resources from a .edu or a .gov website. That means that the website is either from an educational institution like a college or museum, or from a government institution like the Library of Congress or one of the Smithsonian museums or the National Archives. These are all resources that we know are vetted and are reliable resources for the topics that you're searching. So we're going to click Advanced Google Search, which you can also get to this by opening a browser and literally just Googling the words Advanced Search. I just put the bookmark on there because it's a little easier for you to get to. And here you can see the section that has all the search options. All of these words is just your general Google search. So whatever you search here, it's just going to search all of those words. Exact word or phrase is useful if you have a specific name of a person or a title of something and you want to make sure it's those specific words in that specific order. Any of these words is useful if you have synonyms. I don't use that one too much. And none of these words is useful if you're getting a lot of unrelated results. Like maybe you're searching a historical figure and someone contemporary has the same name and you're getting a lot of mixed results. You can use none of these words and kind of limit those searches. So for this one, I am going to search Apollo space missions. So I want to focus on the Apollo missions to the moon. So I'm just focusing on Apollo space missions for my search. And down here where you can narrow your results, this is where it's really useful. You can narrow by site or domain. So I can choose .gov or .edu. Unfortunately, you can't search both at the same time, but I'm going to show you a shortcut to kind of toggle back and forth between them without too much work. So I'm going to start with .gov because NASA is a government institution, so I know I'm going to get some good results from NASA. Do my advanced search, and now my search is done. So you can see here, NASA.gov is the very first one, USA.gov. We've got the Department of Defense. I have the Richard Nixon Presidential Library. Most past presidents have a presidential library. These are great resources for primary sources. There's a lot of good stuff on those. The National Archives, another fantastic resource for primary sources, and on and on. I'm just going to go ahead and go to that NASA article on the Apollo program. And so I can see here, I've got kind of all this general information from NASA about the Apollo program. Now, when you are using Google to find a resource, most of these websites are not going to give you the citation. So you're going to need to create a manual citation in NoodleTools, which I'm going to show you how to do that now. You start by just grabbing that URL, and then you're going to go over to NoodleTools. I'm in my project folder already, so I'm in my Decades Paper project folder, and I'm going to do New Source up here. It's a website, so I'm going to click Website, and it's a web page. I'm going to put my URL right here. And now what I need to do is see how much of this information I can find. I need to find the date of publication, the contributor, so if there's an author, the name of the article, name of the website, etc. So I'm going to go, first I'm going to see if there's a date of publication. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. In this case, I don't think there is. If you don't see a date of publication for the article itself, what I usually do is I scroll to the bottom of the website, all the way at the bottom. You can't see it because my little avatar is blocking it, but it's got 2024. There we go. Last updated June 20th, 2024. So I'm going to go over here and use that last updated date as my publication date. So June 20th. I didn't do the 20th. 2024. Most recent date of access, that's when I am looking at this page. I'm looking at it today, so I'm going to click today. Contributors, you're probably not going to find an article or an author for most pages. Sometimes it would be at the top, but not always. If it's not there, sometimes it might be at the bottom. And in this case, we do have a page editor. And I don't know what responsible NASA official means, but I'm going to go with page editor, which I'm just going to grab the name from here. And then I'm going to go over NoodleTools. I'm going to choose role and editor. I'm going to paste it here, make sure that I put their last name over here. And so I have a contributor. A lot of times, again, you won't find contributors. So just see if you can. Great. If you can't, that's okay. Now I want an article title, which is usually whatever shows up like at the tab at the top. This one is the Apollo program, and I can see it here too. So back over here, article title, the Apollo program. Great. It's not letting me scroll. There we go. Finally, name of the website. The name of this website, it's NASA. The publisher of the site is also NASA. So I'm just going to do that there and use the abbreviation. It might not hurt to spell out the entire name of the association. In this case, I feel like NASA is pretty well known. I'm just going to keep it as NASA. So I've got all that information. I click Save. And if I look on my NoodleTools page and I scroll down, I can see this down here. And it's a little hard to see because of where it's at. But I have my link right there. And again, I have my little boxes that let me go straight back to the page. So that would take me right back to that NASA page. So that's how to make a manual citation. The last thing I want to show you with advanced Google searching is how to toggle back and forth between .gov and .org. You can go back to advanced search and do the whole thing over again, but if you just want to see the same search with the different results, if you go up to your search bar, you'll see it has site::gov. What I can do here is I can just delete the gov and replace it with edu and do my search. And now I've got all the edu results. So I've got the National Air and Space Museum. I've got, let's see, Lunar and Planetary Institute. I've got stuff from MIT and the University of Nebraska and the University of Arizona. So I've got lots of different results that, again, could be useful. And again, going to one of these sites, what I'll want to do is go and make that manual citation in NoodleTools, because the majority of just general websites you're searching aren't going to have an MLA citation that can just be exported to NoodleTools. So you have to go make that manual one. It's a little bit of extra work, but it gives you a good citation that's then completely good and ready to go. And that is how you use advanced Google search and how you make a manual citation in NoodleTools.